Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. Alright guys, so we are going to start off here with SPY and we are going to make our way over to QQQ. First things first. Alright, let's just delete that level. But before we delete the level, I want to point out what's psychologically going on here, right? You got to break and retest, right? So this is the battle we're seeing right now. Buyers are trying to step in where sellers were stepping in before, right? So that is what's going on here on the 4-hour time frame, but you can see on the other time frames, this is pretty sloppy. So we're just going to delete that level. It's not being too respected. Regardless, guys, you gapped up right into our supply zone where we were reminding you guys to be bearish until you broke through 433.01. Once you do break through 433.01, that's when 438.43 is completely on the table. But until that happens, this is going to remain a supply zone. How do we know that? Because buy. Guess what? You lost it. You clearly had a battle going on over here. So now, naturally, we're going to treat it like a supply zone, and we're going to expect sellers to step in there. So guys, you scale in, you scale out into your supply zone. That is what we were calling out. Hope everybody, made a good amount of money. Hope anybody who had Nike calls with me, all right? You got out towards open. I tried playing a strangle on Nike this morning, and I also played a strangle on SPY this morning. I think it was with the 431. It was either with the 432 put or 431 put. And yeah, that it paid so well towards the end of day, or just in the middle of day, you could see this. But I got chopped the heck up this morning. I was like, nope, I'll take my small loss. I'll do it. But yeah, the holy cow, no, it would have went perfect, all right? And why did I take the strangle there? Because we were either going to explode through the supply zone, it was going to be explosive, or you were going to reject from the supply zone and start coming back down to probably 429, anywhere from 427 and 429. All right, you got this 427, top end 429. How do I get that zone there? All right, clutter. All right, that was where the battle was. And actually, you could see something going on right now. Put that, support, turn it into resistance. That's something to note right there. Regardless, guys, let's make this video quick. All right, and all we really have to talk about is, guys, guess what? RSIs are still oversold. They're still right down here. You're at 34 right now. We could see a pretty sick, nasty move down here. I'm going to actually point out something right here. Where did we... Over here on this move down, all right, you had your RSI over here at 33.50, and then guess what? In the coming trading session, coming week, a week and a half, you ended up dropping 20 bucks, all right? So we could see that happen, all right? I'm not saying it happens, but we could see that happen, and guess what? Your boy Henry is going to eat that dip, all right, guys? I got us. I'm going to eat the whole dip for us, and we'll do that, all right? Regardless, guys, I think this is still a long opportunity. I'm not changing my tune. I will not, all right? You come over here to Mr. VIX. Guess what? You got a hammer candlestick here on the daily time frame. You could start ticking back up, but guess what? You're going to tick right back up to this 20 resistance, and then your RSI is going to be back up here at overbought territory above 65. And that's where, guys, I don't know off the top of my head, but we'll just say, 18 out of 20 of these. Now, it's like 18 out of 19. Or it's like you've had one occurrence where you've stayed above, and that was the 2020 crash. So unless you're going to crash, I don't care. It's going to be a buying opportunity on the indices. If you see VIX up here, that's how I'm going to treat it. And my tune ain't changing. All right, guys. But just to have a clear chart, let's just throw out what I found on this chart last night, which I don't know how I didn't see this earlier. I'm going to be straight up on that one. All right. I saw something on Twitter about this trend line, and then I added that, and I was like, oh, snap. We got a rising wedge here, all right? So it's either going to bounce aggressively off the bottom trend line, all right, which I wouldn't call this an aggressive bounce. We have a $10 bounce here. I would not call that too aggressive there, all right? Well, 100-point bounce over here for SPX, all right? But you're either going to get an aggressive bounce, or you're going to break this and probably come all the way back down here to, 410, 420. That's where your range is here, right? Which we're talking SPX, but on SPY, it's going to be 410, 420. Guess what? RSI is still oversold. It can do what it just did. I just showed you how it can do that, all right? You could have a scenario where you're over here and then boom, you just free fall 20 freaking points on SPY. It could, or 200 points in here. It could happen. I just still think it's unlikely, but if it does happen, guys, I'll just be scaling in, all right? I will scale into 20 to 30 days out on my calls, maybe further if I'm, really, if we get an aggressive dip, I'll start adding some, further out calls. I'll do that. But I'm just going to point out, guys, all right, you wanted to scale out into your supply zone. That was it, all right? And congrats if anybody did end up doing that this morning. You made your money, All right, there you go. In the video, guys, you did end up getting up 440 to 445 today. There you go. All right, Tesla, let me just call it a little setup you got going on here. You got a head and shoulders, right? Am I going to play it? No. All right, but what do I like about this setup? You got a low. You have a lower low. So automatically, we're looking for a lower high, which, I mean, that's pretty far away. It's pretty easy to get that. Regardless, you're automatically expecting come down for a lower low because now you have a daily downtrend. So that is just something I thought I'd point out over here. All right. But yeah, on this dip, guys, if we continue to get a dip, I'm going to load up on Amazon. I'm going to load up on Apple. I'm going to load up SPY. And I really like IWM because you have support right down here. And you have this big old support trend line here on the weekly time frame. And what does that look like, guys? You have either a big old bear flag or a big pennant that's going to, regardless, I think you're probably going to ping pong in here for a little while longer. You ping ponged up here for a little while. I think we're doing that down there. At the current point in time. DA looks so ugly right now, all right? But again, I mean, your RSI is all the way down to 30. Or how much do you really want out of this thing, all right? So yeah, guys, I'm looking for more upside. If it comes with another dip, that's fine, all right? You play it level by level, all right? You scale in, you scale out. Until this 433 level is broken, you get bearish there. That's really as easy as it's got to be. 431 and 433, that's your supply zone. You get bearish. There's nothing else to say about it, all right? I like the 15-minute RSI. Just put something on your radar. Guys, watch the 15 RSI, all right? I'm putting it on your radar right now. Why? Because it continuously gives me my signals, all right? You had a 15-minute bearish divergence going right into your supply zone up there, all right? Guess what? You come down here, and you had this bearish divergence right here on the gap fill. Like, guys, this is nice, all right? This is, I love seeing these things. And you had a diverge right there, all right? You ended up getting a pop right here at support. All right. When you see things perfectly aligned like this, all right, that is when you have, you know, solid odds in your favor. All right. So watch that 15-minute RSI. If we come down here and we get a bullish divergence, I'll be looking for another pop. We're going to have to see. If you come back up here and it's just another point of divergence, then that's not the best look. Look for that rejection into our supply zone. QQQ, you actually do have a head and shoulders formation going on here. This on the 15-minute time frame. You do have that going on right there. And let's just boom, bop, bing, boom, pow. If you break down through there, you're probably going to come all the way back here to 354.71. But let's look at the daily time frame over here. All right, guys, what happened? Pretty, you know, cut and paste here, just like what we were talking about, like supply over on SPY. You came up to this resistance, you gapped right into it. Guess what? That's where sell step in. All right. That's why on this channel we take things level by level, because it happens so perfectly so many times over and over again. All right. Above this level, 361, 366, that's what you're looking for. Underneath here, guys, the next level is going to be 354.71. I'm going to be, I don't trade QQ too much anymore. I will trade these bigger names here instead of that. But SPY, I think, you know, you always have a really clean looking chart over here on SPY, which I'm just going to point out. All right. Yeah, I did make it very clear. You have your supply zone, but let me just take off all the clutter on a chart and let's just look at ES. All right. Bounce. 2 bounces, all right, lost it, boom, bearish retest, all right. So if you're not looking for upside, guys, this is a pretty sexy downside setup. I'm just going to point out, I just don't like the fact that you're already oversold. Hey guys, don't listen to most of the people online, because in reality, I've seen too many people got bearish right before this bounce. They got bearish on this day or this day, and they're just like, you know, just talking smack, not to me, just on Twitter, plus some to me, but like, you know, guys, don't listen to most of the people, all right? And don't even listen to me. Do your own freaking TA. Do your own TA. If you don't know TA, I'll teach you right here on this channel. There we go. All right. Thank you guys for being here with me. I appreciate you guys so much. And with that being said, I will catch you all tomorrow. We will have a Sunday live stream with 10+ setups going into the following week. These will be 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So I'm excited to have a live stream hop on with you guys. Thank you guys for being in my live stream. I think it was last night we hopped on. Thank you for being there with me as well. Regardless, guys, I appreciate you, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.